Hey guys, Kobe here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. So, this is a video about, well, the hidden part of the game where how do you gain silver and also an insane amount of CVC points. This is not always available because this is based on your forge, right? This is not something hidden in that sense, but it's something that players for sure forget, that the forge is there and it's a huge part of CVCs. Okay, if you want to compete in CVC and you don't want to be spending a lot of your money, then make sure you're doing what it takes every day to collect resources for the forge, and when it's time to push, you push through the forge. And I'll explain what I do in order to keep on with my amount of silver and get a lot of points during CVC, which is a very easy way if you follow through the right procedure. Right, so how do you farm for the forge? The first part is through the faction wars. Faction wars give you actually crafting materials. If you can do the final stages, you get the most of them, and especially epic and legendary materials have the highest drop rate from stage 21, which is the most obvious. But regardless of where you are in the game, you should be doing your faction wars every single day to at least get the forge materials, even for rare item crafting. Okay, that still counts, and I'll explain why in a bit. After that, in terms of crafting gear, the other sources is, of course, the Forge Pass, which is a strictly paid source in order to get all the items to craft them. But you do get some freebies from the top part here, but not at all on the amount that you get from the paid version, which I did buy because this set is quite unique. It's like a stronger, in my opinion, stalwart set. Okay, and the other part is pushing the Doom Tower, which I need to do still today, but I want to finish this recording and then I'll do my Dark Fae, because this is the set I like to grind out of this rotation. All right, others prefer other sets, but Dark Fae is where it's at. It's the improved Savage set that I want. Okay, so once you've done all your farming, you make sure that you understand what you need to do. You need to do also your arenas. Arenas play a big role in having the Magisteel. Magisteel, although you might think you have a ton, this can actually go fast, very fast, especially if your plan is crafting maybe swift parry gear. Let's say you want to do some push in arena, or just equip your champions with swift parry, since this gives a nice amount of speed and that critical damage bonus, and it's there available. This takes the most amount of Magisteel and can quickly deplete your Magisteel bonuses, Magisteel stack that you have right there. So this can be 50 per 1, so 500 per 10 crafting. Be very careful when you're crafting these, because it can totally deplete your resources. And being a resource collector myself, these rank charms and rarity charms are what you need to also use when you're crafting the best sets that you want. All right, the best sets that you want is up to you, but I would recommend pretty much to everybody to use them on perception if they have bad perception gear and they're lacking in terms of building those high accuracy builds for champions, either in arenas or let's say the Iron Twins. And when we have the Sand Devils dungeon, that is also going to take like 600 accuracy for the very final one. So it's all perception gear in that one, all perception gear, honestly. And then for me, personal preference is the set specifically from the Doom Tower, and well, the last two Forge Passes, which had the Bolster and the Defiant set. I did the Bolster sets, and I still have all of these remaining, which I didn't bother doing, but I might do them if I want to push a little bit more for CVC. It just takes a lot of time comparing it to farming, let's say, Spider. I have another 200 sets that I can craft and will be crafting, just not in the video. I'm just explaining you guys what I'm doing and what I've done so far, and I'm at about 310,000 points in CVC this time around, is I went and crafted a lot of my gear. My perception, I was like at 800 here, and it's not like I keep them and never use them. I use these, but I specifically do the crafting when I really need to push, and it's not energy pushing. Okay, so this is the easier part, using the forge. So what I do is resiliences. Resiliences for me personally are the worst sets available through the forge, since they're very marginal in the difference they're going to make to my account. I will not equip specifically a resilient set, but what I will equip is maybe an offset item. So what offset items are: maybe an item that does have good substats. Let's say it's a 6-star. Did I craft a 5-star? The UI needs a little bit of of change here. Sometimes I click on resilience and it crafts swift parry. It happened to me. The items that I keep are the offset items, and I'll show you here. Let's say this is a legendary item that I was interested in keeping. The 5 stars I'm not interested in keeping, but let's say this one, it's a legendary crit rate, speed, accuracy, HP percent. This is actually very, very solid for many accounts out there. For me, the only way I could use this is maybe triple on crit rate, single on speed. That is the only way I can see it. And even with a triple on crit rate, this will not go over 20%, which is kind of weak. Okay. So I only have room to craft about 50 each time. So I'll do 2 more craftings. I skip ahead. All right. That was 260 points. And that was actually bad gear. Since I'm not using any rank charms on these are basically the sets I sell 99.5% of the items, right? So I don't even look at these. These are all 5 stars. I'll do this craft once more. Hopefully I don't send items to the mailbox. Then I'll show you. Boom. So out of this, I got an easy about 2,000 points so far. This HP glove maybe can be used by something. Did I send some? Oh, damn it. I sent some items in there. And I had some items from previous crafting, which gave me the thought of this video. So let me show you guys. I have all of these items right here. What I'll do is boom, boom. I'll sell all of these. Easy 1 million. Let me just keep the 2 legendaries that I thought I might roll. Boom, 1.1 million. And to stay afloat in terms of silver, you don't fully upgrade these. You go to 8. That's another 80 or so points. If they roll well, you go to 12. I'll do this for the video. And that's a good amount of points, an extra 200. Then you do this for the other one. Boom, 8. 60 points. Let's say you went to 12 on this one as well. Boom, 200. So overall, I got about 3,000 points just doing that. Just 40 items that I was interested in. Depending on your account, of course, these items might be more useful and you'll actually be keeping them, so you won't sell them again. But overall, I've netted silver. I got a ton of CVC points, and I'm progressing basically without doing damage to my silver amounts that I've been saving. And I just get a lot of points and keep on pushing. But this is the longer version of actively going in, going through the forge, using it. You can use RSL helper for this, but it really depends on your sell options. And if you're confident with that it's set up okay, you do that. So this was the method. This is the method that I use, at least for crafting. This is the best thing that you can do for accounts. It's not just the end game accounts where you only care about the 6-star gear. What you can do here is you can also start crafting the lower ones. As you can see, I did a lot of crafting on lower ones, especially perception. Just look at that. I only have 600 of these. This is mostly because I'm not farming the lower stages of the faction words anymore. So these do not really go up after I use them. But these can also give you a good amount of silver. So let's say you craft 100 of these. You get maybe a 3-star or 4-star. This is something like, look at this. Just one item, that's 10,000 silver. You don't need to use that item, of course. You just use it for the easy points, and boom, easy silver. And that is what you gotta do. Is basically ensure that you do your farming faction wars, Doom Tower as much as you can. Remember, don't forget on just repeating the stages and using your silver keys like I do sometimes. Do that every day, and yeah, you'll have an easier time on CVCs and be able to push for personal rewards. We're trying to push right now because we're losing, and my thought for this video came up. So share your tips down below, guys. If you have more for CVC, let me know. Let others know in the comments. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.